Welcome to Nav Classes. Today's lecture is on levels of need analysis. There are three levels of need analysis. Firstly, on organizational level, where the training is needed and under which condition. On task level, what must be done to perform a particular job effectively. On person level, who should train and how, and in what conditions. So firstly we discuss organizational analysis. On organizational level, we also call this strategic analysis. Organization analysis is a process used to better understand the characteristics of organization to determine where training and human resource development efforts are needed and the condition under which they will be conducted. So it is the broad view. Type of analysis require a broad or whole system view of an organization and what it is trying to accomplish. According to Irving Goldstein, an organization analysis should identify organizational goals. Organization goals include identify effective areas where goals are met. We will check where organization is able to meet our goals effectively, and then we see where organization is not able to meet all goals. Non-effective areas can be targeted for an appropriate efforts. Discrepancies can be targeted then. Secondly, organizational resources. An awareness of an organization's resources is particularly useful in establishing human resource development needs. In addition, knowledge of resources such as facilities, materials on hand, and expertise within the organization also influence how human resource development is conducted. If we take an example, if there is no classroom or conference room facilities within an organization, the scheduling and location of an HRD program that requires such facility can become very difficult and expensive. In this case, what an organization will do? Organization can use off-site location, for example, conference center or hotel, or schedule program in company itself, in company's cafeteria after working hours. But in that case, company should see whether employees are agree to get such HRD programs after their working hours, because some employees may disagree because it will extend their hours to be spent in an organization. So HRD people can see whether such HRD programs will be conducted off-site or within the organization in organization's cafeteria after working hour. So there are certain resource constraints. Thirdly, organizational climate. The climate within an organization is an important factor in HRD success. If the climate is not conducive to HRD, designing, implementing a program will be very difficult. For example, if manager and employee do not trust each other, employee may not participate fully and freely in training programs. So HRD efforts will get destroyed. In this case, trust between HRD people and employees is very important. So this is what organizational climate requires. Fourthly, environmental constraints. Environmental constraints include legal, social, political, and economic issues faced by an organization. Constraints often fall within SWOT analysis: organizational strength, weakness, opportunities, and threat analysis. If we take an example, then organization should give equal employment opportunity to their employees and to their future employees. Equal employment opportunity goal should be considered when determining how people will be assigned to a training program, especially if program is prerequisite for entry into a particular job. Similarly, economic issues such as increased competition can also have an impact on human resource development programs. There are certain environmental constraints like legal, social, political, economic issues faced by an organization. Now, here we discuss advantages of conducting organizational analysis. We also call this why strategic assessment is needed. So it ensures that all HRD programs are tied to organization strategies, missions, and goals. Strengthen the link between corporate strategy plan and HRD actions. Strengthen corporate support for HRD. It will make HRD more of revenue generator and not a profit waster. What are the sources of strategic information or organizational analysis? We also call this methods of organizational analysis. These are organizational goals and objective as well. HRM inventories. Formerly it was known as manpower inventory, skill inventories, organization climate measures like labor management data, grievance, turnover, their absenteeism, suggestions by workers and organizational members, productivity, accidents, short-term sickness. Wherever the discrepancies arises, we do the need analysis and make HRD programs according to them. Attitude surveys, customer complaints, etc. Efficiency index are there, like from where it is easily assigned, like cost of labor, cost of material, quality of the product, equipment utilization, cost of distribution, waste, downtime, late deliveries and repairs. System changes, management requisite or management interrogations, exit interview. Here exit interviews are very important. Whenever employee leaves our organization, it is very important to take exit interview, because at that time employees are going to tell truth. They are able to say what are certain weaknesses of an organization. Then organization may create programs according to them and tackle them, so that another employee will not lose just because of those incapability of the organization. So exit interview is very important. Task analysis. This is the second level. Operations analysis. Task analysis, sometimes called operation analysis, is a systematic collection of data about a specific job or group of jobs to use to determine what employee should be taught to achieve optimal performance. Result of task analysis typically include the appropriate standard of performance, how tasks should be performed to meet these standards, KSAOs, this is very important term, knowledge, skill, ability and other characteristics that employee need to possess in order to meet all standards. How to collect the information for task analysis, also called method of collecting the information for task analysis. These are job descriptions, job specifications, performance standard, perform job, observe the job, review the literature concerning the job, ask questions about the job. Questionnaires can be given to employees to fill them out. Training communities or conferences. There are certain analysis of problems like downtime reports, why material is wasting and time is wasting, repairs, late deliveries and quality control can be done. Task analysis process. There are 5 steps in task analysis process. Firstly, develop job description. It is narrative statement. We are going to write down all things to be done in particular job, in performing the job and conditions under which these activities are performed. It should include both task portion as well as KSAOs, knowledge, skills, ability and other characteristics. Secondly, identify the task. It focuses on the behavior performed within the job. Describe what should be done in the task. Describe what is actually done in the task, and then there is discrepancy and we are going to make our HRD efforts for them. There are 5 methods of task identification like stimulus response feedback method. This is very important and it can be asked in several exams. So this breaks down each task into 3 components. First component is stimulus or a cue that lets people know it is time to perform a particular behavior. Second component is response or behavior that the employee will perform for that stimulus. Third component is feedback. Employee receive about how well the behavior are performed. If we take example of a restaurant, when the buzzer signals, buzzer is stimulus here, that French fries are done cooking, then fast food worker should respond by lifting the basket of fries out of the cooking oil and hanging it on the rack to drain all oil. So this is the behavior of employee. Whether basket stays in place or falls, whether the oil is drained off or not, it is the feedback. How well the behavior is performed. So this is the example of restaurant. Then there is time sampling method. This is second task identification method. It involves having a trained observer watch and note the nature or frequency of an employee's activity. By observing at random intervals over a period of time, a clearer picture of job is understood and recorded. Then there is CIT, critical incident technique. It was developed by John Flanagan. FLANAGAN can also be used for task analysis, task identification. CIT involves having individuals who are familiar with that job record the incident of particularly effective and ineffective behavior that have seen over a period of time. For example, a period of time for 1 year. This can be done with individuals or in groups. For each incident, observer describes the circumstances and specific behavior involved and suggests reason why behavior is effective or not effective. If we see it is important to tackle out ineffective behaviors, then HRD programs are built for them. Then there is job inventory questionnaire. Job inventory questionnaires are developed by asking people familiar with this job to identify all of its tasks. Finally, there is job duty task method. It is also important. Job is divided in its subpart. After dividing in subpart, it provides a comprehensive list that identify the job title for each duties. Finally, KSAOs required to perform each task are listed. We will see this with an example. See here, job title. We are doing this analysis for HRD professional. We list all tasks and then subtasks for them. After then, KSAOs required to do those tasks. Then for this all subtasks, we list out all subtasks. After listing out, we make another subtask of them, observe their behavior, select verb and record behavior. After that, their required KSAOs are written. When we know the knowledge list that these all knowledge are required to do particular task, we will list them out. We will list all knowledge and then their sub knowledge and all task priorities. So whatever the prior knowledge or skills or aptitude are required to do particular jobs, then we will do our HRD programs to enhance those KSAOs. So this was the example of job duty task method. Step 3 is identify what it takes to do the job. Successful task performance requires that employee process the KSAO to perform the task. It contains task job specification. HRD professional must specify the KSAOs because it is these competencies that employee must develop and acquire during the training program. Fourthly, identify the areas that can most benefit from training or HRD. We will prioritize areas which are very important to deal with. Examine task rating on basis of importance, time spent and ease of acquisition. Examine rating of KSAOs on the basis of importance, difficulty of learning and opportunity to acquire them on the job. Tasks and KSAOs with highest rating should be considered and all programs are made for them. Prioritize the potential training areas. Then there is last Person analysis. It determines the training need for individual employee. 360-degree performance appraisal is done to get complete picture of employees and performance. It based on many sources. There are several methods and sources to do person analysis. For example, performance evaluation, direct observation, interviews, tests like their job, knowledge, skills, achievements, attitude surveys, training progress charts, rating scales, questionnaires are done, critical incident technique, devised situation like we ask our employees to play games, role play, case studies, in basket activities. Information collected during the selection process is very important for person analysis. Whenever our employees came to our organization at selection point, such information are very important. MBO component of person analysis. These are like summary analysis, determine overall success of individual performance. Diagnostic analysis, discover the reason for such performance of employee. Performance appraisal includes certain steps. So these steps are: perform and have access to performance appraisal, identify those discrepancies, identify sources of discrepancies, why they are not able to do tasks in correct manner, why there is deficiency in their KSAOs. So these discrepancies sources are analyzed, select intervention appropriate to resolve such discrepancies. If we want to see this with help of a diagram, then appraise the individual employee performance, identify discrepancies. Discrepancy can be identified or by comparing individual behavior and trait to other behavior and keeping such traits idle, and determine the source of discrepancies. Why such discrepancy is there? So the source can be determined by integrating the information from organization, job and person analysis. It can be internal factors, motivational deficiency of a particular employee, or their required KSAOs are not as per the part. On external factors, inadequate equipments are provided by management, adverse working condition of employees. So these all things are seen. Then select interventions on priority basis, that where the problem is. For example, if they are not motivated correctly, then motivational programs can be done. If working condition is not good, then external factors are taken care of and management should give them good working condition for work. Cost and complexity at organizational level can be taken care of. There are certain rating error and bias. Organization should see where such biases should not be there. Need assessment, use of performance appraisal data should be specified before. Problem with top-down performance, make all 360-degree performance appraisal. Multiple sources performance appraisal has potential both for need assessment and as tool for enhancing individuals' performance. There are developmental needs, like primary use of developmental data is for maintaining and increasing the KSAOs of each employee. It can also be used for career development of employees. Use of skill inventory. Employee as a source of need assessment information. You know what? Employees themselves are great source for information. Another source of information for training need is employees themselves. Studies provide some useful information regarding accuracy of employees' self-rating of training needs. In this case, HRD people ask employees that what are the problems they are facing, or why they are not able to do their task easily, and why they are not able to provide required output. Then they rate all things on their own and able to tell management that these are certain discrepancies and these can be taken care of. So management can do the person analysis on employee level itself by their self-rating system. So it is very important and very good technique of personal analysis. Now prioritizing the HRD need is very important. Why we should prioritize needs? Why we are not going to make HRD efforts for all needs? Because there are never enough resources available for all tasks should be done. So we should prioritize certain tasks to be done, and certain HRD programs are made for them only. Must prioritize efforts. Impact on organization performance must be kept in mind while prioritizing HRD needs. Need full organization involvement in this process. Establish and involve an HRD advisory committee. This is very important, to establish HRD advisory committee. If we take an example straight away, then this example is of General Motor plant in Lansing, Michigan. Press operations, also called blanker area. Here, General Motor established and involved HRD advisory committee. Okay, it was selected because this area was experiencing major changes in technology and was not able to meet company's goal for production level or cost. Then advisory committee provides 9 solutions which were ultimately recommended by advisory committee, consisting of both training solutions and non-training solutions. Training solutions includes train all production workers in statistical process control (SPC). Non-training solution includes color code the die for each press. Solution that the greatest impact was train the worker in SPC training solution. These courses were already available by in-house trainers, so cost was minimum in that case. In this manner, the result was improved quality with 30% reduction in scrap rate. The value was saving $5,02,825 in first year. So in that case, advisory committee helped General Motor to do their task and do their HRD efforts with training solutions. So it was great example and good example for prioritizing HRD needs. Our next lecture will be on designing effective HRD program under the framework of human resource development. So must watch it. Please subscribe and ring the bell with it so that you will get all lectures in your email ID as and when I upload new lecture. Keep watching Nav classes. Thank you.